I wish I had known this secret years ago.
And Tom had this RV for years, like 5 years before, and he didn't even know about it.
Today we've got the 7 top RV secrets exposed.
Super secret.
I'm Tom. I'm Tom.
And I'm Cherie. And I'm Cherie. And we're Enjoy the Journey.
And this is EnjoyTheJourney.Life. Our channel is all about RV living and traveling full-time.
And adventuring.
If you are brand new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there.
And ring that bell.
That way you get notified when we release a brand new video. This secret is one that's very timely with the hot summer RV months coming up. We have had so many issues with our RV refrigerator not cooling properly. In fact, right now we're into 42 degrees. And for those of you that saw our boondocking challenge, that was one of our big challenges, working with the refrigerator getting way too hot. But I've recently learned several RV secret refrigerator hacks that I'm going to share with you right now on how to cool down this particular type of Dometic RV refrigerator. And I don't know all the technical details of how these work, but let me show you these quick tips. The first is the use of fans. We're actually going to take a small fan. I'm going to plug it in here and just run this into and inside of the refrigerator here onto the top shelf, and I'm going to turn it on high, and then I'm going to point it back at the fins inside the refrigerator here. So, and another tip, as you look inside here, what the fan does is actually it increases the circulation in here, which is how the refrigerator cools. Another tip that we recently learned was not to have a lot of items packed up against the edge in your refrigerator. You want a little bit of space so that you get this circulation through the refrigerator. So if you've got your refrigerator packed too tightly with too much stuff or put in the wrong areas, it can also make it really hard to cool off. So we've kind of bunched things in to the middle just a little bit. And while we have overpacked this a number of times with too much food, that's when the temperature goes up. When your refrigerator is overpacked. And we're not done yet. I have several more refrigerator hacks that we're going to go outside, and I'll show you that next. So by the morning, this will actually be well into the 30s and hopefully down around 33, 34. So now we are outside, and this is the access point to the RV refrigerator, and it's not very hard to get into. There's a couple of little tabs here you've got to twist, and I can do it just with my bare hands. There looks like there's a slot there for a flat screwdriver, but this just pops right off. And the reason I'm doing this, I was talking to an RV repair person recently, and he said that these don't vent very well. This is supposed to allow air in to help cool off all of this back end stuff for the refrigerator, but it actually doesn't. So he said, just take this off. And I was shocked. Just taking the back panel off for the refrigerator and leaving this open, although not very pretty, it allows this to cool off, and we had an immediate overnight drop in our temperature. But I've even got one other thing that we're gonna add to this. And I think there's some aftermarket products for this kind of stuff as well, but you don't have to do that. It's another small fan like this, because if there's not a lot of circulation here, we can help that out by adding a small fan. That kind of naturally stays there by itself. And we're right here by the power pedestal, and as you may know or may not know, there are various choices of outlets. There's a standard 110 here, and it's already on, so I'm just going to plug that in. and turn this fan on high. There we go, it's just pointing right there, and it will help to cool that off. And the one thing I would add, that I would not leave it this way if you're going to get any weather. Maybe you could set up a way to shelter it from weather. If I know it's going to be raining, I disconnect it, put the panel back on until the weather ends. And this has saved so much. We thought we were going to have the RV refrigerator repaired, but we have not had to do that. And I wish I had known the secret years ago, because of all the issues we have had trying to keep the refrigerator cool. We have had so much success with this one little secret right here.
All right, now we're gonna talk about storage. There's some secret storage that a lot of people don't even think to use, and it's a lot of room. So what we do is, right behind the TV, there's this cove area, and we keep luggage back there on both sides. And in the luggage, you can store winter clothing if it's summer, or summer clothing if it's winter, depending on where you are in your travels. So it's super convenient. And if you need something out of those suitcases, you can pull them right out. And everybody's RVs are going to be different, but if you happen to have this space behind your TV, this is a great secret.
And this secret storage spot, I didn't even realize was here after having the RV for a number of years. It's the couch. Right here, the couch actually has a secret storage area. Let me show that to you. These cushions just come right off like this. This folds out if you were going to make the bed for a guest, for example. But all this space was right here, and I didn't even use it. It was a big open space, and it wasn't until, I think, within the last year that I thought, well, I can actually put stuff in here. And as you can see, there's actually a lot of storage space in here. So just another secret storage compartment if you have a similar couch in your RV, that you can stash some of the stuff that you don't use on a regular basis.
Another secret storage area that we have in the RV is under the bed. Not only are there drawers under the bed, but we also have this right here. And you can fit a lot of stuff in there. We have all kinds of like blankets and some winter clothing, excess stuff that we don't need to access very often. But it's super easy to raise it up. And then there's also drawers down here that are kind of hidden, so it's kind of nice. And just like that, easy.
And here's an RV secret that you probably don't realize. When you're looking for a new camp spot and you're trying to figure out what site you can fit into, you'll hear the length limit advertised for like a state park or an RV park or campground, and often it will be a certain number, but it's not the true number. If you actually go there to the site itself and walk it out, you can sometimes fit into a smaller site. So actually in the park that we are in right now, we got a site that is even a better view of the water, because a 42-foot long fifth wheel was denied this spot and they were told that it wouldn't fit. But when we look at our site, we've got oodles of extra room on both sides of the RV. A 42-foot would have totally fit into this site. So that number is often arbitrary. So don't just take that right away. If you get there and walk it out in advance before trying to pull your RV in, you might just find yourself into a spot with a better view that you didn't think you could have in the first place. What I found when doing some research on this topic, for example, when you see that the size limit for an RV for a particular camp spot is say 40 feet, what that means is that's probably the average, that they've got some spots that will accommodate RVs larger than 40 feet, but maybe the majority of them are for less than 40 feet. So they'll just pick an average number. So it's very possible that that campsite may have some sites that would fit a big 42-foot toy hauler, for example.
Now, again, all RVs are different, but ours, we found something super secret. And in the group, in the Columbus group, the type of RV we have, we're on Facebook, and I found out about this secret, and Tom had this RV for years, like 5 years before, and he didn't even know about it. So I found out about it and I use it all the time. It's inside the closet. There is an outlet right there. Crazy. So yeah, we use that all the time. I like to use that outlet for charging my phone when I have my phone at night, because I do use my phone as I go to sleep for my meditation, and then I get up in the morning, I like to like lay in here and check my phone. And I also use it for my alarm clock, which goes like right over here in this little slot down on top of like a little container. So it's lifted up and it casts the time up on the ceiling.
So how many of you have ran into RV parks that are only for 55 plus years of age? Cherie and I have seen these all over the place in Arizona and here in Florida, but what you might not realize is that you can actually stay in those. I don't know all the technical definitions, but there's a HUD federal statute for these 55 plus communities, but in the statute, actually these parks and campgrounds are allowed to have up to 20% less than 55 years old, and it's totally at their discretion whether to let you in or not. So if you think you found a great camp spot but they're like disappointed that it's only for 55 plus, you can certainly call them and ask to see if you can stay. Cherie and I almost did this once in Yuma, Arizona, and they were perfectly fine allowing us to come in and stay for a week, and they had no problems with that. I think some things that would help is if you're traveling without kids, maybe without pets, and staying for a short amount of time, plus maybe being a little bit closer to your 50s, like some of us. So let us know in the comments if you've been able to stay at some 55 plus RV parks without being 55 plus.
This time we are in the kitchen, and RV ovens are terrible. They're run on propane, and when you turn on the propane and it ignites, the flame is actually on the bottom. So if you're cooking something, it's gonna burn in the middle and not cook on the edges. It's not evenly cooked. I didn't use it at all. It was terrible. It was burning everything. I've never had such bad luck in an oven in any sticks and bricks, and I've been in a lot of them. So one of the tricks that I heard about, and it's super secret, a pizza stone. So what this does, you put it in on top of where the flame is, and it absorbs the heat and it evenly distributes all of the heat in the oven so everything cooks evenly. And if you choose not to use your oven, like I really don't use mine much because I use my air fryer for oven, roasting, air frying. What I do use my oven for, here's another tip, storage. It's another place to use storage. So I keep like different kinds of pans and stuff in here and just miscellaneous stuff. So there you go.
So how many of you have heard about the 10-year-old RV limitation, that if your RV is older than 10 years old, there's a lot of RV parks and campgrounds that won't allow you to come in? Well, there are exceptions to that, and that is a secret that you may not know, that you can actually contact the park and send a picture of your RV. You can let them know that it's been well taken care of, that you have remodeled it, or you can say you simply really need to stay at their campground and ask them for an exception, because we have stayed at RV parks where they've had that limit, but then we look around and we are definitely seeing RVs that are older than 10 years, but they're well maintained. So don't just take that rule that you have to stay out. You can call the campground and ask if they will make an exception. Find out what their rules are for making exceptions to that, and don't just take their rules as the end-all be-all, because sometimes management will decide to let you in. So how many of these were secrets to you? And do you have any more secrets to share with us?
Yeah, if you have any super secrets, let us know in the comments below, or let us know which ones you would use. And if you like this video, please give us that thumbs up.
And share it with your RV friends.
Coming.
Oh, there's more people coming.
Why
I'm gonna have an audience for this video. This flips up like if you were going to break the sofa. Yeah, this thing is like coming apart.
The RV life. Hashtag RV life.
And if you have to, just lie about the age of your RV. No, don't do that.
Easy, just like that.
What is it?
I don't know.
You're gonna get some big muscles. Don't need to go to the gym now. Oh, we got a space invader again.
Yeah, it's all right.
You want me to keep going or no?
Yeah, just keep going. All right, hurry up and shut that because it's getting hot up there.
It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes.